What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Got a bit of a different place for doing the video today. The flag keeps falling down my room, so I'm just going to do it from the office from now on. I think it's a little bit easier and a little bit, adjusting just a little bit better. Most people usually do these things at the desk, and as you see the kitchen in the background. Sorry I couldn't get more videos out this week. It's been a bit of a hectic week, so I won't do much of reactions, obviously, but I'll run through the games really quickly with what happened. So Arsenal beat Leicester City 2-0, scored early on. Pretty easy game for Arsenal in the end. Leicester didn't really offer up much throughout the game. So Arsenal looking pretty decent. Whether that means it's Arteta's job saved, I'm not sure. I think in the long run they still struggle, but some people sort of tipping top four. I don't know yet. But Arsenal actually looking pretty impressive in some ways, and you know, as a Leeds supporter, I love Ben White. Watford versus Southampton. I'm glad Watford didn't pick any more points up because I want them to be obviously below Leeds. I think they will be. I think that I wish Everton had done more against Watford in the end, but obviously losing 5-2 in that freak result. Liverpool Brighton. Liverpool probably all over Brighton. I thought Liverpool were the better side. Drawing 2-2 in the end, but you know, it's Brighton. They're playing really good football this year, and it's the model that I want Leeds to sort of follow in that respect, having a decent squad that can just, you know, grow into the Premier League more, because obviously this year we're struggling a bit more. We look very one-dimensional without with Rafinha. Chelsea Newcastle. 3-0 win to Chelsea. Pretty stock standard result, I think. It's just Chelsea. They're still on top of the ladder, even though Liverpool playing really well. Man City lost to Crystal Palace. Man City with a red card as well. But that came at 1-0, so it wasn't like it ruined the game for them. Palace are a good side. Conor Gallagher actually came to Leeds and rejected us, I think, to stay in London. So he's a sort of player I would have loved, and now looking at it, he's a player that we should have really pushed to get. But you know, hindsight's a beautiful thing. Burnley versus Brentford, 3-1 to Burnley, which was a surprise because Brentford have been so good and Burnley have been so poor. But you know, these freak results happen, and Burnley have got Chelsea this week, I believe, so we'll go over that. Tottenham Man United 3-0. Man United, that makes sense after the Liverpool thrashing, after losing 5-0. Tottenham not offering up anything, and of course now Conte is the manager at Tottenham now, so sacking Nuno Espirito Santo after that result, and bringing in Conte, who's a proven winner. So a lot of Chelsea fans not happy about it. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Conte should whip this defence up into shape, and you've got Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, kind of like the Lukaku Martinez combination that he had at Inter Milan. So it should be interesting. I think he usually plays the 3-5-2, but we'll get onto that when I look at the results again. Leeds beating Norwich. Didn't make a video on it again. Sorry, I couldn't, didn't have time to. But getting 3 points is all that matters. It wasn't pretty, and we've seemed to play better against the mid-table sides at the moment, and we seem to struggle against the bottom sides and the top sides. But we play well against the middle sides and still don't pick up results. So, you know, that's 3 points, much needed 3 points, and hopefully we can kick on with the season. West Ham Villa. So West Ham ended up pumping Villa, although Villa didn't look too bad. But West Ham ran away with it 4-1 in the end. Villa with a red card. I think it was Konza got a red card. Declan Rice, he's probably. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's world class now. So that West Ham side, what Moyes has done, I think I heard someone say pound for pound he's the best manager in the league, which is an interesting point because in some respects, yeah, you can sort of see it. You know, with what he's got and the resources and the players, and you know, he's done quite a good job. And lastly, Wolves versus Everton. Wolves getting the job done 2-1. Everton's starting to drop off again now, which they usually do. They usually start the season pretty well and sort of drop off, and you sort of forget who they played and what the score was, and all that sort of stuff. So that Chan he's pretty good up front, isn't he? So that was sort of just a wrap up, a real simple wrap up of last week's results. But we'll get into this week. So we've got Southampton, Aston Villa first at St Mary's. I think Villa pumps them. If I'm honest with you, I've got them winning 2-0 here. I think it'll be a pretty easy day at the office for Aston Villa. I think Southampton will provide some sort of resistance, and that's why it won't be 2-0. But I think it'll be a walk in the park for Villa. Man United, Man City. This is the game that I think, if Ollie gets pumped in this game, he doesn't seem to be getting sacked. But if he gets pumped in this game, I think that could be it. I actually think Man City wins this 2-1. I think it's going to be a close game because I think Man United will not want to lose against, or will not want to get thrashed against a rival again. So see what happens. They drew against Atalanta in midweek. They seem to be struggling against Atalanta, and just in general actually. Ronaldo being world class as usual. Top 3 best players in the world. I prefer Messi myself. I don't want to get in debate about it. I just like Messi more. It's not, but Ronaldo's growing on me. It's probably a bit of the bias being a Leeds supporter. I just don't like Man United players. I didn't like him before. It wasn't like it was now. I just not liked him ever. But I can't deny how good he is. Chelsea Burnley. I'm hoping for a 3-4-0 Chelsea win on this one, and I think it will be. They're unreal right now. Again, don't like Chelsea, but what can you do? They're fantastic. They're really, really good. Palace versus Wolves now. This is an interesting game because Wolves are quite a good team at the moment. They're playing quite well. Palace obviously playing well and beating Man City during the week. Last weekend. That's an interesting game, isn't it? What do I think? I think it's going to be a draw because I just can't pick out the two. I just don't have a feeling about either one. So I'm going to go 1-1 draw. Chan to score because he's that good. And Edouard, who scored the other weekend, last weekend again. £12 million. What a steal. His sort of striker I would have loved at Leeds. So I'm going to go 1-1 draw on that one. Brentford versus Norwich City. Brentford will bounce back. I think this will be like 3-0 Brentford win in the end. I can't imagine that Norwich will put up much resistance. Look, they were poor against us and it was 2-1 in the end. We conceded from a poor corner. I think if we score earlier on, there's a chance that we should have scored. I think we go on to win the game quite comfortably, but in the end it was 4 minutes of madness, 3 goals in 4 minutes that separated us. Rafinha quality and a Rodrigo strike that the keeper probably should have done better with, but he didn't, and that's the aim of the game in the end. Put the ball in the back of the net and it went in. So Brighton versus Newcastle is next. Who is this? Probably Brighton. I've got 2-0 Brighton on this one. For some reason, I'm thinking Newcastle's got that investment, which they don't. They're 6 points adrift from everyone else at the moment, so that gap's growing, and they need investment ASAP. Although, if they go to the Championship, I think they just invest in young players. In the end, they've got so much money that the teams like your Derbies and Aston Villas that spend money like crazy to get out of the Championship back in the Premier League and then run out of money. That isn't these guys. They can just every year bolster until they get out of that league, and it'll probably be like another Wolves situation where you go, where did they build that squad from? Oh yeah, lots of money. So Newcastle will be alright no matter what. They've got a very bright future ahead. Whether they get relegated or not, it's very bright. Unai Emery rejecting to go to them as a manager, which is interesting. I thought that would be a decent enough appointment, but no, he said no, which I think there's a lot of expectation going there with having so much money. They're going to throw a lot of money in January to pick up some players. So it's interesting. I think they'll do enough to get out of the mess they're in, but that squad they got is just not up to it. It's a Championship squad at best. Everton versus Tottenham. Both teams not playing very well. Tottenham probably better all round. You've got Harry Kane, which is a great equaliser no matter how poor he's playing. And they've got Conte in charge now, who I think will come in and make an immediate impact. I'm going to say 2-1. I think Everton will score, but it'll be 2-1 at Tottenham. Leicester versus Leeds, I'll do a preview tomorrow, but I'm not looking forward to that game. Arsenal versus Watford. I think this will be a 2-0 Arsenal win. They're playing really well at the moment. Still not scoring heaps and heaps of goals, but they're playing well. They look quite solid. They look like they're playing with confidence, and Watford are poor. Plus, I'm just hoping for a Watford loss at this point, so they just keep dropping points and we can try to get above them. Just at this stage for Leeds, it's just about pushing the rest down under the water while we survive. As mean as that sounds. And the last game, which is this game's actually going to be the game of the weekend for me, where it's the one that I'm really looking forward to the most. West Ham versus Liverpool. Now, notoriously, this is a fixture that Liverpool look forward to because they usually pump West Ham. But this West Ham team are hard to break down. When we played them, I thought we were a lot better than them in most cases, but they now have that little spark and quality that's the difference. And I've said this multiple times, so I won't harp on about it. I think it's a Liverpool win 2-1 because it's Liverpool and how they're playing at the moment, but it's not going to be quite as easy as what people are either going to think, or that's a tougher game than Man United. That's a tougher game than Atletico, in my opinion, because that West Ham team is so painful and can just hit you with this random attack out of nowhere. Jared Bowen or someone like that you just don't expect. I know he's a good player, but they'll just hit you with a goal out of nowhere. And Declan Rice is very, very good in the midfield. So that's my previews. Again, I'm trying to keep it short. 11 minutes is nice and easy. Everyone can pay attention, just listen to my thoughts on the games. And again, apologies I couldn't bring more videos out. So bear with me. I'll get a video out tomorrow for the Leeds United game. I think about rebranding the channel just into my name rather than Leeds United Down Under. At least I can just put my name out there. And I want to make it a channel where I don't just talk about Leeds, I talk about football in general. So, I can put more videos out that's not just the same repetitive stuff. I can do, I could have made a video about, Emery rejecting Newcastle. I could have made one about the Newcastle takeover. I could have made one, when something new happens, it's interesting. I quickly get on and, make a video, or even just do reactions. I could just do it in my car, just do a quick video, my reactions. I see so many people doing it in places. I go, how are they doing videos there? But it works, so I'm just going to try and do that. And yeah, so try and make the channel more all round. I love football in general, and sometimes it's hard to make videos about Leeds when we're so poor at the moment. And I'm trying to find my feet in the YouTube game at the moment, and it's difficult. Last year would have been a good start if I had done it, but just going to try and keep rolling on, talk Premier League in general. I can obviously get more subscribers and more people talking and more people in if I talk football in general. So I appreciate your support again. Thanks for sticking around, even though I haven't posted for about 4 or 5 days. But yeah, drop me a like, comment, subscribe, and get the ball rolling again. I'll have a video out tomorrow on the Leeds versus Leicester game. Peace.